I have been thinking about how I want to incorporate older makeup a little bit more in my channel. I feel like that's something some people really want to see, and it's something I also would like to do, but I'm kind of thinking how I can do that in a way that makes sense, that you want to watch, that I want to do. In February I did a shop my stash video, and that actually was going pretty well, but then for the construction in my house I had to put all of the makeup away, and I kind of like gave up on that basket. And now I thought, okay, let's try something different, something else. So I am gonna do a full face of older makeup that were my favorites, that were in my favorites, but most of these I haven't used that much lately because they are older products. There's so much new coming out, and I just wanna step into a little bit of a time machine. So we're gonna do that today. Let's get into this. Get ready with me. Alright, I'm gonna clip my hair back in a way that is a little bit unconventional, but has been working for me. It looks a little crazy, but I don't mind looking a little crazy if later on I can look better. Alright, a little zoom. We're gonna start with cleaning my eyelids. It's the step I never forget, and my number one tip. If you have oily lids, clean them before you put anything on. Alright, for the eyeshadow primer, I don't have a old favorite. I have a new favorite that I'm very glad I found, because my old eyeshadow primer, I don't like anymore. It's not good anymore. I think they changed the formula. And by the way, the last time that I used this in a video, someone said, wow, you don't have to use that much. I do. I gave it another shot. I did another eye look, only used a little bit, and I just really crease a lot faster. I really need a layer of cement. Like, there needs to be a lot of this product to keep the oils at bay. But yeah, this also isn't a new product on the market. So I asked you on my Instagram which eyeshadow palette you wanted to see. I gave you 3 options. First option was First Gallon Jupiter by Gloss Gods. Then we have Glaminatrix Rich Romantic, which I want to do a look with soon. And then I said What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye eyeshadow palette, and just with one extra vote, this one won out. Like, it was very evenly distributed. Like, the excitement for these 3 palettes was pretty even. Like, all of them were on top at a different point. Okay, so I haven't used this in a bit. I'm pretty excited to do another look with this. I think I want to go into Spikes and Smoke for the crease. And I did wash my brushes. So first, going into Spikes, I ranked this eyeshadow palette really high in my yearly ranking in 2023. Like, most of these products were really like 2023 favorites. And I really like the tone of this matte. This is really nice. It's been a while, you know. It's not a first impression, but sometimes it kind of feels like, oh, right, that was what was going on with this eyeshadow palette. And all of these products should still be available. But of course, the point mostly of a video like this is to inspire you to use your own makeup. This is such a nice color of purple. I would love to see another eyeshadow palette from them, actually. I'm pretty excited to see if that will happen, when it will happen. I think they teased something a little while ago, some months ago, for like 2025. So I'm thinking that something could happen. Okay, loving this already. This is so nice already. Okay, by the way, this eyeshadow palette is made in Italy. I always get questions where things are made. I'm trying to pay more attention to that. So just deepening up a little bit with Smoke. I have a little bit of texture on this eye. I don't know where it came from, but if you see anything there, it's my skin acting weird. It's been eczema times with it being spring. Alright, gonna do the same on the lower lash line. So Spikes and Smoke. Okay, time to blend. I am gonna grab a clean brush. Gonna blend the edges. I believe this was like in my top 3 of that year. I really liked this eyeshadow palette. And I was really excited when they actually wanted to send this to me before launch. I think I had my video up like on launch day, which was really fun to get that opportunity. Okay, I really love how that blends out. Okay, it's time for the shimmers, which I'm really excited about. Like, the shimmers are the true standouts of this palette, and Let me think what I want to do. I think I might want to do Monster or Magic, like those two. Could be my vibe for today's look. I think I'm gonna go with Monster. Like, that is such a nice purple shade. Like, it's so beautiful. Kind of like gray to purple. That is such a stunning shimmer. The shimmers in this palette are, just look at that, out of this world beautiful. I feel I have neglected this palette. And it's unfair. But sometimes it's kind of difficult to get back to palettes because I always feel like, okay, I need to use more new products. I need to try more new products. I need to know what my thoughts are for my new makeup updates. I think I want to use, I remember the shade Fly being so beautiful. I think I want to use that. So I'm going to take a little bit on my finger. It's kind of like a beige to green. Kind of like iridescent shade. Gonna apply that towards the inner part. That is so nice. So shimmery. It just almost like beams off your face. It's so bright. And I just love kind of like mixing and matching shimmers on the lid. I do have a little bit of fallout. I just want to add a little bit of smoke in the outer corner. Where did I put my brush? Oh, here. I want to add a little bit of smoke here. I just feel like that's connecting the mattes to the shimmers a little bit more. Taking the clean brush once again. And then I'm gonna take the shade Powerful, this one. And I'm gonna use it as my shadow liner. Don't know if you're gonna see much of that because we already have so much going on, but this is what we're doing. And a little under here. I do feel like my lips are pretty dry. I forgot to put on a lip balm. Okay, next up, for the inner corner, I want to use the Dreamer highlight palette by Unearthly Cosmetics. This is such a beautiful palette. Every time I put this on my face, I'm just in awe of how beautiful this is. These are just the shades that I would use for highlighter. So I'm gonna grab a little bit, I think, of this one, Wish. This is the more champagne. Such a beautiful formula. I should use this more often. That's why I picked this out. It's gorgeous. It just blends into those shimmers so beautifully. I really love what that added to the look. Alright, I did my mascara. An older favorite that I haven't forgotten about since I started using it and that I still use pretty much every makeup look is the Nabla Cupid's Arrow. I love these so much for the waterline. And today I'm going to be using Arrow Pop Mauve. I use the one in Cappuccino a lot as well. I just feel like they suit my looks the most. When I don't want it to kind of like take away from the look. But I do want to have something in my waterline. Okay, this is something that I put, I think, in my 2023 favorites. But that has kind of been dethroned by other versions of this. This is the Catrice Soft Glam Filter Fluid, and this one is in shade 010 Fair Light. I've actually used this quite a bit. I used it quite a bit in 2023. Then in 2024, Charlotte Tilbury came out with the Unreal Skin Tint Stick. And then also recently, Catrice has come out with their own version of a skin tint stick. And I've just been loving those so much. I feel like they last so well on me and they just look so good. But I definitely want to give this one another go because then I can truly once again grasp what the difference is for me. But I do remember this creasing on me a little bit in the end. And by the way, I do have a primer that I want to use. This is the Power Grip Primer by e.l.f. There was a time last year where I was using this religiously. I don't think I've actually put this in the favorites. I don't know if I did, but I use this so much because I just had such dehydrated skin, and this was something that made things not settle into lines that much. So I thought, okay, let's try this one out. I do feel like this is a pretty popular product, something that a lot of people use, so it's not like this has been forgotten by anyone, but it has been forgotten by me. I'm just gonna apply this with a brush because there is so much like shimmer on my hands. I don't want to risk it. I do feel like this is quite nice for dry skin and fine lines, like if things settle into fine lines. And yeah, it's a little sticky. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. Okay, has it gone tacky? I think so. I'm just gonna start applying the Soft Glam Face Filter Fluid. I think it's a little yellowy for me as well. Like, it's fine when I blend it out, but it's a little bit on the yellowy side. Like, I am neutral, so cool. And I can blend this out. I can make this work, definitely. So let's see how I feel about this now. I do feel like it's adding a little bit of color to my face that wasn't there exactly before. It does have quite a glow to it, but the skin tint sticks, they also have quite a glow to it. So I don't really know. I don't really think there's a difference in like the finish and the look on the skin. It's both kind of like this healthy glow. But personally, for me, skin tint sticks, they just last a really long time. I don't have to pay attention to it throughout the day. Yeah, it's a little bit of a almost glowy, sweaty look. I do like it, but I do like a really glowy look because I have such dry skin, and I do like the way things blend on top of this, which of course we haven't done yet. But yeah, it's very glowy, it's very glossy. I don't feel like this one is too sticky for me, but I do have dry skin. Sometimes things that are sticky for other people, my skin just sucks it up, like takes all the moisture and all the stickiness is gone. I do have a powder that I'm gonna use in a second. Am I gonna apply a little of concealer? I think I'm gonna apply a little bit of concealer. Okay, this one I haven't forgotten about, but I don't feel like I really have a concealer that I have forgotten about, or that is an older favorite that I haven't really used in a while. But this is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. I do really enjoy this one. I think I discovered this about a year ago. And I don't know, it's just, I think the right color for me. It just works for me. It's a little bit more of a creamy concealer. I feel like that is just what I prefer nowadays. I feel like really serum concealers, they don't really sit well on the texture that I have on my skin from having dry skin. Okay, I put a little bit much maybe on my cheeks here. That wasn't necessary per se. The only thing I don't like about this concealer, and I've spoken about this, is that it is pretty scented. And I am allergic to perfume, so yeah, that's not the best, but I keep using it because it's just very good. It works very good for me. I do like my skin with that glow booster. I do feel like it's very glowy right now. We're gonna take some of the glowiness away. I feel like with this skin tint stick, if I don't use too much, I don't feel like it looks as glowy. But we're gonna see if this kind of like settles a little bit more. My skin might naturally reduce the glow. Alright, I think it is time for some bronzer. For the longest time, this little palette by Kiko Milano, this is the Contour Obsession Contour and Highlight Face Palette in 02, was my go-to everyday bronzer. I have used this a bunch. You don't really see it, but I've actually gone into this again and again and again. I feel also when moving, something shifted a little bit with my favorites and what I've been reaching for, but this, I still think this is great. I still reach for it pretty regularly. I feel like I cycle through my bronzers a little bit more regularly than, for example, through my eyeshadow palettes or my highlighters. It's just a little bit more easy because I don't have that many and I have like pinpointed true favorites. I'm gonna go into this shade. And this is a little bit of a powdery formula, but there's something to it where I feel like it looks quite nice and like creamy and diffused on the skin. And I do really like these colors on me. I think I at some point had another colorway, but it didn't really work on me, and this one I really like on me. Sometimes it's quite difficult to find the right shade of bronzer when you're like neutral to cool. Like sometimes things pull a little bit more orange on you than you'd expect, and I don't feel like this one pulls orange on me. I feel like the bronzer is already mattifying my skin a little bit, because this is more of a skin-like product, like a skin-like effect. Yeah, I really like the effect that this gives. It's just really easy to blend. It's a little bit of a creamy, natural finish, skin-like finish. I really like the two shades that we have here. They're both not too like warm toned, but they just have a slightly different undertone. I really love the highlighter in that one as well. It's a really, really beautiful highlighter. Okay, for the blushes, I grabbed out the Nimya blushes, the green blushes, and I grabbed out a Kiko Velvet Touch Creamy Stick blush. But I think I want to at least use one of these Nimya ones. I put these in my favorites in 2023. I do really like the formula of these. The thing with these is that they come in this little pot where the product is a little bit like deep in the pot, and sometimes I just don't really know like how am I gonna grab that. My favorite shade is definitely Hey Coral. I just think that on the cheeks, once you blend this out, it becomes a really nice natural flush. It looks a little bit scary in the packaging, but I don't think it actually is once you apply it. This one is a little bit more scary to me, the pink one. I just feel like it becomes so like bright. I did see that Nimya is coming out with new products. I'm excited to see what it is. Am I gonna start? I think I'm gonna start with a little bit of this pink one, and I think I'm just gonna take a highlighter brush and I'm gonna take a little bit on there and kind of like work that in on my hand. I think that's gonna be the technique I'm gonna try for today. Like, there are little sponges that you get with these blushes, and I do feel like they work really well with those sponges, but I just prefer a brush. Okay, this is quite a nice technique. Like, this is working for me. Like, these are very pigmented, okay? These are very pigmented. Okay, I'm liking that. I think this might be the new way to use these. These have a skin-like finish, no shimmer whatsoever. And I also wouldn't say that these are mattifying. Okay, this is nice. This is nice. I feel like with the sponge, if you use a sponge, it's a little bit more concentrated, and this is just a little bit more like a flush of color. I do like it like this. Okay, like I do lose a little bit of the pigmentation on the back of my hand, but I do like the like priming the brush technique. Like, if you feel like something is too pigmented, it's laying on your skin too much, like you could definitely use that technique to fix some issues. Sometimes I don't do it because I feel like it's not as easy to show on camera like what you're doing here, but I do like the technique. This is so nice with a smaller brush. I think this is a way of kind of like rediscovering a favorite. I do really like this like this. Look, this is such a bright color, but then on the cheeks it actually blends out. It's quite a nice flush. I kind of want to mix in a little bit of Hey Coral and make it look almost a little bit more rosy. So I'm gonna take this other shade and I'm gonna mix it. I did see also a video of Nikki showing some potential new products for Nimya, and one of them was a pink blush and it looked really good. Okay, now it's getting out of hand a little bit. Okay, gonna work that in. I do really like these build up. They do have kind of like this like almost blurring effect to them. Okay, I'm gonna need to grab a clean brush to fix this, but I'm seeing potential. Usually the most important thing is blending out the edges. Okay, I think this is really nice. Yeah, I really like it. Okay, next up, I'm gonna clean my hand. And then it's time for a highlighter. Am I gonna use the highlighter palette? I think I'm gonna use the highlighter palette. I am pretty excited to use this on my face right now, but what is gonna be the color? I think all could look good. I think I want to use a little bit of Days. So the more iridescent purple. And I'm gonna apply that more on the apples. That is so nice. It's so nice. By the way, recently I also did a full face of drugstore favorites, or like top 1 drugstore makeup in each category, and I did apply like older drugstore makeup in my collection as well. If you are looking for more content that is kind of this style, this is so nice. I really, really love how my cheeks are looking. That's so good. Okay, powder. I have a powder here. This is the Kiko Milano Radiant Fusion Baked Powder, and this is said to be a dupe of the Hourglass like finishing powders, and I really enjoy this. Like, this is a really nice powder. I don't think I cleaned a powder brush, so I'm just gonna use another small highlighter brush. And this powder is just a little bit diffusing, but it's not too mattifying. It's a very natural finish, which I like as someone with dry skin. It's a finishing powder. I like how soft and diffused this is. I just took away some of the extreme shine, but still my skin looks alive, which I love. And we're back with brows, and we still have lips left to do. I'm really happy with how this is coming out, with how this is coming together. That highlighter, there's just such a nice glow to it. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, I'm gonna take off my lip balm. And on my lips, I'm gonna apply one of the ABH lip velvets. I love these so much. This is a lip velvet in Rosy Mauve. This is by far my favorite shade. I bought other ones, but this is just the one that I did reach for a lot when I just got into these. But now it's been a while since I used it, so I thought this would be a good time to use one of my favorite lip products again. So this is just such a nice rosy, nudie, my lips but better shade. And just such a nice velvety formula. This is so good. I love it so much. Like, this is so nice. Really takes the look to another level. I do want to add a little bit of a lip liner. I'm gonna use the Kiko Milano Creamy Color Comfort Lip Liner. This is in 318. This one is one that I reach for quite a bit, but it has kind of been pushed to the side by other formulas because I've discovered a lot of really nice lip liner formulas. Just want to clean this up a little bit. Yeah, that's gonna be the lip look. So here we have the finished look, the Shop My Stash with my older favorites that I just have been neglecting too much, honestly, and I'm really happy with how this came out. I think it's a really cute look. I loved everything. I loved the new way of using the cream blushes by Nimya. I'm kind of like, okay, I have to get back into those because this combination, just like mixing those together, I'm really, really liking. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.